Hey, what's up guys? Gangster Jeweler here. So before we get started, first of all, I gotta mark. Forgot I didn't mark this thing. If I don't have the red marker on their bags, they don't know if it's done. They just look at the red marker and they know it's done or not. But anyways, we're working on a ring that needs to be sized. And I'm not really sure how far we're going. Let's see. Size ring to 8 if possible, if not a 9. Alright. Let's see what size this thing is. Holy shit. Damn. This lady's got a big finger. That's a 12 and a quarter. Dang. So we're going 1. If we want to go to an 8, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4 and a quarter sizes. Holy shit. 4 and a quarter sizes. Wow. It's been a while since I've had a ring going down that far. Now here's the interesting part. Hold on, let me adjust my chair here. Here's the interesting part. So these things only go to 3 at most for your ring size, and as far as marking going down. So what we're probably going to have to do, so check this out. If I can get this stupid thing to turn around. It's the only bad thing, if you don't use one of these for a while, they like to stick. So we got the 3. So they don't make the highest it goes is 3 sizes on the marker. So what we're gonna have to do, because we're going 12 and a quarter, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 and a quarter sizes. So what we're gonna have to do is mark 3, and then we're gonna have to go back and mark a 1 and a quarter. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll make our line. We'll go ahead and mark right here. Alright, made our 3 mark. Then what we'll do is we'll now go to the 1 and a quarter, which is right here. And then we're going to go right to the end. Now, because we're taking such a chunk out and we're having to add more to it, not add more to it, but I mean add another piece of line for the 1 and a quarter. So you can see we got, I don't know if you guys can see that, so there's a line there, and there's a line right there. So then we're going to go right at this line and mark our 1 and a quarter at the end there. Let me zoom you guys back out here. So let's go right to the end line and go ahead and mark your, trying to see which side's going to be less. It looks like that side. So go right to that end line, and then we're going to mark another 1 and a quarter sizes. Like that. So now you're going to have 3 lines, but you're only going to use 2. So if you look, let's see if you guys can see that. I don't know if you guys can. So we got 1. That was our first set of marks right there. And then we added our other one right here. So we're only going to cut here and here. So we're going to have a pretty big gap going on there. And we're probably going to have to oval it to get it that, to get it down. But luckily we don't have any stones coming down the sides here at all. And shouldn't be that big of an issue. But you know, sometimes things don't go the way you plan it. But find my cutters here. There they are. So then what you can do is just cut right at them lines. Or use a saw. If you want to use a saw, use a saw. There is no right or wrong way, really. Now you do occasionally get the keyboard warriors who are like, oh, you got to use a saw. It's like, hey, I've used the saw and I've cut. You get the same result. It's just which way do you feel more comfortable doing it. Personally, I find this way to be easier and quicker. But that's just me. Alright, so we have now got us a big old gap going on here. Boy, that's a pretty big gap we got to close in. That won't be too much of a problem. But before we do that, let's go ahead and file these, put our cutting disc on and make these sides even real quick. But that damn sure is a... It's been a while since I've had a ring that was going 4 sizes or bigger. Up or down. This one's going down. But now imagine if we were going up 4 sizes, that piece right there, that's how much gold we would have to put in it to make it 4 sizes bigger. So you can just kind of imagine that. Hopefully at some point I'll get a ring that's going up 4 or 5 sizes that we have to add gold to. And we'll make a video on that. Okay, got them even. Now this is definitely going to have to be ovaled. Now they do make a tool which I have here, but I rarely use it. Is you can just put it around like this and you squeeze and it'll bend the ring down. But I don't like doing that because I like to oval it. For one, a lot of times you're going to have stones coming down the sides like this, or down the sides here, and if you use that tool to come up like this and squeeze it down, you're going to loosen all the stones that are coming down the side. So I like to, if we're going down a lot of sizes, I like to just use the regular crimper to oval it, and that just makes life a lot easier. Much easier. And you just want to take a little bit at a time. You don't want to crimp real hard. Just little bits at a time. And it's going to be ovaled till we get it welded. And you want to get it as tight and as close as you can. There we go. Perfect. Now you can see it's a little oval right now, but once we get it welded, we'll straighten that out. So let's go ahead and dip her in some boric acid denatured alcohol here. And then it's time to light this baby on fire. Set her on fire. Now remember that that blue stone will shatter. You don't have to worry about the heat because you're welding at the bottom, but the reason I mentioned that is that the once you're done sizing it, you don't want to go drop it straight in water with that stone being hot because it will shatter it. So just always be very mindful of that. Like I said, if it basically my rule of thumb is if it's diamonds, I'll put it in water. If it's anything else, just let it cool down naturally. Don't try to rush it and throw it in water, shatter stone, and then create more work for yourself. Alright guys, let me go ahead and get you guys zoomed in here. Zoomed in for the money shot, if you want to call it that. All right, yeah, we're gonna go back and forth just a little bit. And oh, that bitch might have. Okay, yeah, it went through. All right, I was gonna say it might have went off to the side on me there. Let me zoom you guys back out here. Take a look at this thing. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. There was a piece. See that piece that tried to bow out? But luckily it welded back together. Yeah, that little piece was trying to come out, but I managed to save it before it blew out. Alright guys. Let's let that cool off for a second. Let's grab us some tweezers. Throw it on the mandrel here. It kind of helps speed up the process. So how you guys been doing, man? It's MLK Day. Some people got it off and some people are working, man. Alright, let's see if this thing... Yeah, it's cool already. Okay, good. Now this is a little bit of a thin shank, so what we're going to do before I go tapping on it is you can actually wiggle it up a little bit to round it back out. Then we're going to use our rubber mallet. And we're just going to tap lightly on the sides. Let me look at something here. Okay. And we're just going to tap lightly on the sides here. Okay. Let's do a little more tapping on the sides here. Alright, so we're kind of at like a 7.5 right now, but this part here that kind of bowed out is taking up some of that slack a little bit. So what we need to do is get our ball peen hammer here. Where'd you go? There it is. And kind of tap on that piece and get it flat again. That piece that was trying to bow up on us. And remember, we're using a rubber mallet on the sides of the ring. We don't want to use the ball peen hammer on the sides, especially if they're hollow. Kind of like how this is here, it's hollow up in here. So you don't want to do that. That'd make for a bad day, for sure. Okay. And we're going to be I'm going to be alternating between the rubber mallet and the ball peen hammer, because I'm using the rubber mallet on the sides and then I'm using the ball peen hammer kind of on the bottom a little bit. So we're almost to an 8. We're about a quarter size off. Let's flip it over. And you always want to make sure it's the right size on both sides. You can see we're about a quarter size off, which is, when it's fully rounded, is about where you want to be. You don't want to measure it to be exactly the size you're sizing it to, because then by the time you clean it and file it, it's going to end up being bigger. You always want it to be about a quarter size smaller than where you're trying to get it. Because even though we did mark 4 1/4 sizes, usually you file the sides down a little bit and it'll put it about a quarter size smaller, usually. in most cases. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of tapping this way on the mandrel here. Just a little bit. Okay, then we're going to do a little more tapping on the bottom here. Boy, 4 1/4 sizes, that's a massive size change. I wonder if they must be giving this ring to somebody. Because if their finger was originally a 12 1/4, I don't see that drastic of a change unless it's going to somebody else that's got smaller fingers. So they must be gifting this maybe to somebody. I could be wrong though. I've been wrong before. We're just going to be doing a little bit of alternating of tapping on the bottom. Just a little bit. And remember, you want to tap. You don't want to hit real hard because you smash the metal. We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to get it rounded and up to the size we need it. So we're just tapping. We're not taking it and really hammering it down. You don't want to do that. And like I said, we're just going to be alternating between the rubber mallet on the sides and the ball peen hammer. And you can see we're pretty much at an 8 now. We're like a tight 8 though. Like a tight 8. Still kind of like a tight 8. Still tight 8. And then we'll do just a little bit of tapping this way as well. You're going to kind of do a mixture of tapping up, beating on the sides with a rubber mallet, and tapping on the bottom with a ball peen hammer. Alright guys, We're an 8. We're a little bit of a tight 8, but we're not going to do any more tapping because we still have some filing we need to do. You can see that's right on the 8 there. We still got some cleaning up we got to do, smoothing out the inside and stuff. So we're not going to do any more to that. On that part anyways. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to our inside rock here for a minute. I gotta find my pedal down there. All right. Now let's go ahead and switch to our outside rock for a minute and do the back end of the shank. Just kind of even that out real fast. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our metal file and file these sides down even. Now before we do that though, we need to straighten this shank out just a little bit. So we're going to tap it on over here. Much better. Yep, so it's still an 8 and it's about an 8 there too. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our metal file on the sides to get these sides even. And we don't need to push real hard. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side here. Alright, and then we'll run across the top here a little bit. Kind of get them jagged corners. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to our inside silicone wheel so we smooth the inside out. Alrighty. There we go. Get the underneath of the head as well. Kind of smooth that up a little bit. Then we're going to switch to our other silicone wheel so we can take care of the outside and the sides of the ring. And essentially, what this does is it just gets all the scratches out and a lot of the deep scratches and smooths it out. It gets it ready to be polished. Okay, let's take care of the sides now. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of the other side now. Alright guys, let's check our size one more time here. Eight on the money. Flip it over. You want to make sure it's the same size on both sides, and 8 on the money. Alright guys. You can see we got it smoothed out now. And we got it ready to go polish. Before I do that, I'm going to go drop this into ultrasound. And then I'm going to go polish it. And then we'll be back to look at the finished product, guys. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back with that ring. You see we got it nice, clean, and polished. They're looking good, man. Now this was been a while since I've had a ring that had to go down that many sizes. Down to or 4 1/4 sizes. That's crazy. Going up or down. But we got it done, got it taken care of, got it clean, polished, looking good. But this is another repair down. We went from a 12 1/4 to a 8. So that was definitely a drastic change in the ring. But this is a Gangsta Jeweler, guys. I definitely appreciate you guys watching, especially my loyal subscribers. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, the link for that will be down in the description, although it's not required. Just kind of helps the channel grow and show some love. Also, if you'd like for me to do your repairs, you can visit my Etsy shop, which I'll have the link for that down in the description. And if you'd like to check out my Kick live stream, which is like a reaction kind of channel stream, I'll have the link for that down in the description. And then also my other YouTube channel, which is basically where all my live streams go, in case you missed them. But I'll have the link for that down in the description as well. Also, if you're looking to buy jewelry in the Jacksonville area, I highly recommend Money Miser on Blanding Boulevard. And if you're looking to buy jewelry online, I highly recommend Stellar Jewelry. I'll have the link for that down in the description as well. But this is a Gangsta Jeweler, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Also, you can follow me on TikTok. I have TikTok as well. But I'll have the link for that down in the description as well. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's another repair down, guys. We're going to have another one coming. This one's coming from honestly, I don't even know where it's coming from. But anyways, so we'll have another one here shortly. But it's another repair down. We'll have plenty more to come. Hopefully I'll get a ring sizing that's going up 4 sizes, so you guys can see that as well. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is a Gangsta Jeweler, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Take care.